It is I, Rocket Man, and this is the world according to Rocket. Fair warning on this Christmas Eve to the Clemson Tigers. 6 days, I'm going to mount my beast, and I'm going to personally fly down to the Orange Bowl, hover over the stadium, and give the Clemson Tigers a chance to slither back home with their tails between their legs. And if they don't, I'm going to whisper into my dragon's ear those fateful words, Dracarys. Is that the coolest Christmas gift ever?
Broadcasting live from the only establishment in town that can't kick him out. His own basement. The world according to Rocket.
I was going to start the show with some viewer mail real quick. Thank you so much for the comments. Tennessee Junior, happy birthday. And GBO, thank you. Stingray, Merry Christmas, Rocket Man. GBO, same to you, my brother. Zachary Whitfield, love the T-shirt, Rocket, and I see the Chewy travels with you. He does. He goes everywhere I go, brother. VFL, may the force be with you always. Thank you, Zachary. Merry Christmas, brother. Ramander, if Joe has spent the practices working on timing with his receivers, I think he could indeed be a breakout game. We are looking for a breakout game for Joe. We really are. He definitely has the arm and the accuracy. Where he misses in timing, where he misses is timing the throws to hit the receivers, typically resulting in an overthrow. If he can't fix that, the ball's in a runaway. Or if he can fix that, the ball's in a runaway. GBO, Merry Christmas, Vol Nation. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Joe Green, happy birthday. Thank you, sir. Orlando Lopez, love your energy, man. It's flat French press coffee. That's what it is. Great videos. Thank you, Orlando. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Jack Lee's War Room. Happy birthday, Rocket. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Joshua White, don't be too cocky about the game. I think Clemson is a bad matchup for us right now. Especially with Hendon and Hyatt gone, Milton just isn't the playmaker and the threat as a passer to beat a good team like Clemson, in my opinion. Listen to me, Joshua, I am not being cocky about it. I'm being hopeful and positive about it. I think there is a breakout game, as Ramander said earlier. I think there's a breakout game ready and waiting to happen for Joe Milton. Right. And I think he still has those accuracy problems way downfield. All right. We've seen that. And I agree with you. That could be a problem. But I also think the fix to that is not relying on that so much and doing things that he does well. I'll tell you what we're going to see more of. And I'll guarantee you this. We're going to see more of Joe running the football. Joe is going to motor. Joe is going to run over some people. You look. But I thank you for your comment. I'm not being cocky. I'm just being hopeful. Thank you, Joshua. Merry Christmas to you. Ken Brownstone. My dad has that Barbie. You're lying, man. It must be an age thing. I don't know. And just so you know, she's wearing undies. So I don't know what that says about me, but just in the interest of public safety. Your dad has that Barbie. You're not right. Your dad's not right. Anyway, and then Ken Brownstone sends me $2. Thank you, man. I tell you, that's my first thanks for content. Look at you, Ken Brownstone, my brother. Whose dad has a Barbie. My daddy has a Barbie. Yeah, what's that say about me? I got a Barbie too, for crying out loud. Bill Gower, Happy birthday, Mr. Rocket. Thank you, sir. Alpha Man, happy birthday. Go Vols. Thank you. Richard Patton, happy birthday, Rocket Man. You're doing a wonderful job. Keep up with the Vols. We really thank you for it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Rodney Lingerfeld, happy birthday, sir. You will get the subscribers. Made by Christmas. Stay warm in Nashville and keep doing you. Enjoy your content. Go Big Orange. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me get to Michael D real quick. Thank you, Michael D. Happy birthday. You are the man. I'm not as confident as you are about Clemson. I hope you're right. Yeah, well, I am too. Nugs, happy birthday. Johnny Cole, Clemson got a new mascot. It's a zebra. They named Spot. I like that. So I'm trying to come up with a binder. Yeah, a binder. I'm trying to come up with a binder of nasty things to say. I had this AI, this AI chat thing, this AI search thing, and I said, tell me the nastiest things I can say about Clemson. And they said, we don't encourage trash talking of any kind. It will lead to negative behavior and blah, 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 blah. At which point I pulled out my 45 and put a round in it. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. We're just having fun. Cowboy Jobs, happy birthday. Deborah Webb, thank you so much. Merry Christmas and happy birthday. Thank you very much. I am sure you're like my husband who has celebrated his 40th birthday almost 10 times. Are you reading my mail, Ms. Webb? Because you're absolutely right. I have celebrated my 40th birthday a long, long time. Hey, I got to get to the show. Thank you for these comments. They're terrific. And thank you, Mr. Brownstone, whose daddy has a Barbie, for the $2 you sent me. It's my first $2. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Wouldn't it be amazing? Wouldn't it be amazing? It's Christmas Eve. We go to bed. Don't forget to leave your milk and cookies out and all that thing for Santy, right? We go to bed. We wake up in the morning and there's an $8 million quarterback under our tree. Don't get me wrong. I am a huge fan of Joe Milton and I want him to explode, and I want him to just crash through the ceiling of his potential. I am so excited about him. But the whole Nico Maliaba story, $8 million kid, it's just so compelling. I mean, come on, man, really? I found this article from Ballswire. And it's photos, Tennessee starting quarterbacks through the years. And I went, oh, man, I got to see that. And I looked through it, and I just got so excited. It just reminded me so much of being a kid and listening to Tennessee on a transistor radio, for crying out loud, right? Having it up to your ear, listening, having a dumb old hat like this on, right? Because it was so cold. Man. So here we go. I thought, we got Nico over here. We got some pictures of Nico in practice. And this article is just so cool. And I thought I would just show it to you. This is one of my favorite quarterbacks right here, Dewey Warren. He's kind of the one that I remember first, where I was really a fan, right? And I was cheering for Tennessee. I remember seeing, I remember hearing as a wee lad, little bits about Johnny Majors and his brother Bobby Majors and Billy Majors and, those guys. You'll remember those. Of course, Billy and Bobby were defensive players. Here's Bubba Weiss. Remember Bubba Weiss, number 18? Yeah, I remember that. Look at him. And here's Bobby Scott. Bobby Scott was a tough dude. He was a tough. I mean, look at him. Look at him. He looks like he was an MMA fighter. In a football uniform. And those helmets didn't look like they provided a whole lot of protection. Bobby Scott, remember him? Number 10. Loved that guy. And here's Bobby Scott and Doug Dickey and Kurt Watson. I remember Kurt Watson was like a running back, right? Fullback, I think. And I remember John Ward used to say, one thing I liked about John Ward, he would always talk about where they were from. And I just remember this from day one. Kurt Watson on the carry. Kurt Watson from Crossville, Tennessee. Remember that? Oh, hell yeah. It was great, right? Now, this guy, Jim Maxwell, I don't remember much about him. And I was amazed when I looked through this list. I don't remember a whole bunch of quarterbacks. Now, this guy I remember like crazy, Conridge Holloway. They even have a statue of Conridge up. Now, I didn't check my facts on this, but as I recall, I think Conridge Holloway, I think he was the first African-American quarterback in the SEC, I think. Check me on that, fact checkers. But man, I was a huge Conridge Holloway fan. Wow. Randy Wallace, remember him vaguely. I don't remember him a whole lot, just a wisp of memory for him. Now, this guy, woohoo! Now, going back, though, Conridge Holloway kind of was the first dual threat quarterback, remember? He could throw the ball like crazy, and he could run it like crazy. Man, we would love to watch him run the ball. And then this next guy, Jimmy Streeter, man, he just opened the gates with the dual quarterbacks at this point. Jimmy Streeter was just fun to watch. He was kind of Conridge I dropped the word there. Anyway, he was Conridge times 2, right? And Jeff Olszewski, I couldn't say his name then, I can't say it now, but I remember him. I remember this game. I remember Tennessee playing USC. I thought that was so cool because USC was, they were all like a legendary football team. Alabama, USC, Tennessee, Notre Dame, those were always the top teams in terms of brands, right? And then I remember seeing that game. Tennessee junior quarterback Steve Alatorre. Don't remember a lot about Alatorre. Looked like they're playing, excuse me, looked like they're playing Alabama there. Doug Furness, excuse me, choking on some Chex Mix. You know that Chex Mix you get at Christmas? I just had some right before I turned the microphone on, which was really smart, by the way. Duh. And this guy, Tony Robinson. Remember Tony? Tony was one of my favorite quarterbacks as well. Loved this guy. Darrell Dickey. Now, as I recall, Darrell Dickey was Doug Dickey's kid, right? Or do I have that wrong? I think it was his kid. And this guy was a solid quarterback. Jeff Francis. Just a pro-type quarterback. I remember when I looked at him play, I just for sure thought he was going to be a pro quarterback star. He just had such size, and he threw the ball well. Now, if you look at that thumb right there, Tom Brady says that thumb has to be pointing down to the ground at that point. So maybe that's why he didn't make it in the pros. He didn't have his thumb right. Come on, Jeff. The hell? And this is Sterling Hinton. Remember him? Yes, sir. And this guy right here was one of my favorite, Andy Kelly. Andy Kelly and Jeff Francis and Conridge Holloway. Probably my 3 favorite quarterbacks before Peyton Manning. Okay? And then, there's Heath Shuler. See, we've had a lot of good quarterbacks, haven't we? It's been fun, right? Heath Shuler, and now Heath's kid, Navy Shuler, is like the 5th in the rotation right now. Can't see that. The 5th, you know what I'm talking about. The 5th in the rotation. There is, of course, Joe Milton. Then there is Taven Jackson. Then there is Gaston Moore. Then there is, I spoke incorrectly. Then there's Navy Shuler. He's 4th. He's in 4th in the rotation. And then there's Nico. Wow, Heath Shuler. Now this guy, remember this guy? Todd Helton? Who went on to be a Hall of Fame baseball player? Holy crackers. Well, I don't guess he's in the Hall of Fame yet, but he will be. Or maybe he is. I don't know. Great baseball player. He was a pretty darn good quarterback as well. And then he got injured. This guy, Brandon Stewart. I remember Brandon. Oh, man, these are good old days. Look at that. They're playing UCLA there. And, of course, Peyton Manning. The sheriff. The sheriff in town. And Peyton Manning, of course, declared back during the middle of the season that a new sheriff was in town, and his name was Josh Heupel. There's T. Martin, of course. He was the quarterback for the national champs the last time, 98. A.J. Suggs. It's great seeing these old pictures. Casey Clausen. Oh, yeah. Now, here is Brent Schaefer. Now, this surprised me when I saw this, because I thought that they would have retired Conridge Holloway's jersey, but apparently not. Because Conridge was such an iconic figure. I mean, they got a statue of him, for crying out loud, right? I figured they would have retired the jersey, but apparently not. I didn't know that. I didn't remember that. And Eric Ainge, still in the area, got his own podcast. I like it when they stay in the area. I really dig that. And here's Casey's brother, Rick Clausen. There we go. More Rick Clausen there. Nick Stevens. I don't remember a whole lot about Nick Stevens. And then Jonathan Crumpton. He is still in the area. He was had the misfortune of being Lane Kiffin's quarterback when Lane Kiffin was there for a minute. Matt Sims. Tyler Bragg. Justin Worley. Nathan Peterman. I remember he transferred out of Tennessee, and I think he went to Pittsburgh and played for a while. Of course, Josh Dobbs. We're so happy to have Josh Dobbs back in Tennessee. Not at Tennessee, but at the Titans, man. He's going to the Titans. You know, what's his bucket got hurt and going to have surgery. And that means Malik Willis, is that his name? Malik Willis? Will pop into the starting rotation, and they got Josh Dobbs as the backup, apparently. And that is, I think, as of this coming weekend, as of Christmas weekend, he'll be a Titan. That's crazy. Quentin Dormady, a couple years back. And I'm not going to make a comment here, because my mama told me if you can't say something nice about a quarterback, don't say nothing nice at all. So I'm just going to roll on fast here. And then this guy, Will McBride, a lot of potential there. We had a lot of expectation, but it never really materialized. Brian Maurer, I thought he had a lot of potential, but I just don't think he fit into Heupel's thing. So he was out. He transferred out. JT Shrout, same thing. I think he went to Colorado, I think. And then, of course, Harrison Bailey, a lot of potential, 5-star quarterback. Just wasn't happening and wasn't a fit for Josh Heupel. Harrison ended up going to UNLV to play for them. And then they got this guy who had a little bit of accuracy problem when he started. Then he got hurt. And then we got this guy. Holy crackers. Man, we've had some really good quarterbacks, some exciting quarterbacks. It's unfortunate that our coaching chain was not as good as it needed to be over the past 15 years, but it's been fun. Wouldn't it be nice to wake up on Christmas morning and have an $8 million quarterback under our tree? Guess what? Merry Christmas.
This is what happens when a 5-star quarterback step on the tee. You don't step on the tee, my guy. You don't step on the tee, my guy. Yeah. Hype, we got him on the first day. Got him, Joey. Got him.
Hey, listen, I want to thank you for putting up with my nonsense and silliness. I really do thank you for supporting this channel. I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season and a Happy New Year. it really has been special getting back on the air, if you will. I've been in retirement, and I had to come out of retirement because I had heart surgery, and I need to go back to work to pay for it. So this is a great opportunity for me, and I'm so thankful for this holiday season to be around, really. 11 months tomorrow when I had my heart surgery, and I'm so thankful. Thank you so much for supporting this channel, and I wish you very Merry Christmas, and go Big Orange. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll work on Christmas Day. Why not?